Hey y'all, I'm gonna give you an inside look on how to set up Meta Ads campaign for your cleaning business. This is Facebook and Instagram. I plan on doing this for my own business this weekend, so figured I'd give you an inside look. So we're in the ads manager right now. This is not a boosted post off of your Instagram or Facebook post. This is the ads manager that you can access off of your Facebook business page. So just really quick, the campaign, there's three parts. There's the campaign, ad set, and ads. So the ads are the content, the videos, or the photos that you actually will push out there to the audience. Ad set is your targeting. So location, interest, budget, and then campaigns is the actual goal, which would be leads in this case. So before we get started on creating it, one thing I like to do is set up my columns so I can see the metrics and we can go over which is important and what they mean. To change your columns, you come up here and then just click customize columns. And I already have mine pretty much set up, but you would just type in here like cost per click, and then that would pop up for you to select. The most important metrics to seeing the quality of your ad is cost per click and click-through rate. So cost per click usually attributes itself to how good your offer is and your targeting. And then click-through rate is the quality of your ad, if it's eye-catching, to have people go through it. So they kind of go hand in hand together. Leads obviously is how many leads you're getting. Cost per lead is important to understand. Then you have your budget, which you can set at either the campaign level or ad set, which will do just ad set, the amount spent. And then frequency, that's not super important, it's just how often people are seeing your ads. CPM is cost per 1,000 impressions, which is how many times your ad is actually showing up. If it's really high, you probably need to expand your targeting area or work on your ad. It's just not being pushed out enough by Meta. So now that we got the column set, let's start creating the campaign. So you come over here, the create button. Of course, our goal here is leads. So that's what we're gonna set. Click continue. Let's do manual leads campaign, so you have more control over creating it. And then you can just name it something like leads campaign 1, leads, everything. Now, once you start getting into a higher ad budget, $50 or more a day, then you could start messing with advantage campaign budget, where the campaign has the budget and then you're giving Meta the ability to decide how much to spend on each ad set within that campaign. But we're not there yet, so we're just gonna set it like that. This is pretty much the second most important part. I think your creatives is the most important, but for your ad set, I would just label it leads and then probably the targeting area. So for this type of thing, I wouldn't even worry about interest, trying to target interest. I would just target areas that you want to get clients in, and then you let your content do the talking as far as the interest. So there's like a couple of different conversion locations. One way would be a landing page, which I would recommend, and that's something I definitely would be testing. But initially, I would just do instant forms, which is Facebook's own in-house form, lead form. It's very easy for someone to click on your ad and then fill out info to do that. Or you can also send people to your Instagram, to WhatsApp, just have people call. So there's different conversion locations and they're all worth testing. I would prefer instant forms because it's so seamless in the account. People don't have to like get taken anywhere. And also, it's easier to track the data, your lead data coming in. Once you do that, you should have your Facebook page connected to your ad account. We want to maximize the number of leads. You don't need to do cost per result. Don't need to do dynamic creative. And then the ad budget, at least $10 a day is what I recommend for an ad set. You could do something like $13. So Facebook and all these ad platforms are a bidding. Like they all work off of an auction. So the company that is willing to bid more, they're going to be pushed more than the other company. So you could do, a lot of companies will just start out at $10. You could do 11, you could do 13 or 1088, and Facebook or Meta is going to be like, oh, these these people are spending more, let's push them out a bit more, and you'll beat out other people. So the start date, no matter what you do, don't start in the middle of the day. Right now it's 10:42 in the morning, so I would just start this tomorrow at midnight. That way Facebook, Meta, sorry, doesn't just try to spend all of your budget right away. It's going to wait till the next day, and then it'll slowly spend your budget, which is good. So yeah, when you scroll down here, you're going to do the locations now. We were not going to target all the United States. I would recommend doing the affluent neighborhoods, testing that out. You can also test out, split test which neighborhood is responding better to your ads and different ads. So a lot of, the most important thing with these ads is the testing. So you just gotta figure out what works. So you can do zip code, but if you're not able to do zip code, you could do the city, for example, Fort Lauderdale, and then I would just do a pretty tight radius there of 13. And that, for me, that's going down to Miami, which I wouldn't do. So I would just do like 10 miles, and that's a pretty good radius. So we'll come down here. We're scrolling. Again, you don't need to add an interest for this. Meta is pretty much going towards creative targeting. So depending on how your creative set up and your the copy on your ads, that's going to determine who they put your ad in front of. Again, like these ad platforms, they know so much more about people than we do. It's kind of a scary thought, but they have so much data on us where you don't really need to do too much targeting. It's more so about great creative. And if you did want to, I would recommend switching to original audience options here, and then this is going to give you the opportunity to select an interest. Probably wouldn't choose people under 25 just because of disposable income. And then you could come to detailed targeting, and this is where you would choose an interest like home improvement. I think people who care about the home, they probably watch like HGTV, you know what I mean? Just older people, that's kind of families, that's kind of my demographic I would want to go after. Otherwise, you just keep it as this, and it's going to do very broad interests and everything, and it's just going to be based off of your creative. Now, placements is the last thing to do. You could leave it, again, Advantage Plus is fine, or manual. So something I would be testing is seeing placements versus on Facebook versus Instagram, cost per lead, the results that I get from that. I recommend the first campaign, it should just be a test for you where you're just spending budget on pretty much broad settings. And then from that, you'll get results on which is performing better. And then you can drill in your budget there. But because you're just starting out or you haven't launched a campaign, you don't really know what works until you spend some money towards it. You can just leave all of this, and this is just where the ads will show up. So you have Facebook feed, Instagram feed, you have, stories and reels. That's the targeting. We're going over to the ad campaign, the creative, which I would just call it like video one, video one, maybe like before and after, something about the video so I can just see the name and then kind of understand what is being used quickly. Of course, I'm using my Zadapt account, and then I'll redo this on my cleaning business. So yeah, you have create ad. It's going to be a single image or video. You can also do carousels. So testing out like before and after photos on a carousel would actually be really good. Multi-advertiser ads, you can leave this on. You could turn them off. It really isn't a big deal. And then creating forms is where we're going to create that instant lead form that I mentioned. I'm just going to duplicate this because it has the ending and everything. But we'll come here, the form type, this is the name you want to give it. So cleaning service leads. We want more volume. Instead of higher intent, you might go for higher intent, but I recommend doing more volume, and then you could figure out who's higher intent from your qualifying questions. So we'll do flexible delivery optimized, and then the intro, you don't need to do a greeting or background image. So this form, you want to have a balance of like really low friction so you get leads, but also enough where a couple of qualifying questions, so that way the people you get aren't just like randomly clicking your ad and filling out info and they don't actually want what you offer. So I'm going to erase these because that is not relevant. So initially you're going to already have like full name, phone number, email, and that's important, of course. But let's add some qualifying questions. So one, I would just ask right off the bat, do you live in my area, pretty much in my service area, in Broward County or Boca? And you would do this for your area, right? This is where we clean. And then they could say yes or no. And then one more that I just thought about is kind of what matters most to you when hiring a cleaning company. And these are just ideas, right? So is it quality of service? Do they care about affordable pricing? Come here, you just click the little plus and I'll add another option. Trustworthy, worthy, and reliable team. So I think this is a good question. You're understanding what they care about the most, and then that way when you get on a call with them, you can kind of maneuver yourself into that lane that is most important with them and pitch yourself on that. And maybe even like filter out people you don't want to work with. Affordable pricing, I think obviously that's reasonable for anybody, but maybe if they just care about pricing, that could be an issue, right? So we have 2 questions. That's good enough. You can do more than that. Other questions I would ask is probably like, what service do they want? But those are things I would find out over the call anyways. We'll just do next, which is the privacy policy. And this is something that you can just link back to your website. If you should have a privacy policy on your website, just very simple. If you need like a template, go to any clean business site and you'll be able to find one. And then the ending, just say something like, thanks, you're all set, we'll contact you soon. And then you could also kind of drive them. Let's say if you like to book online, click the button below to visit our booking form. So for those of you that have Booking Koala or some online booking form, you can send them directly to here. So go to website and then set up that URL, call to action, book a clean. Or you can have them call your business, put in the number. That's a good one. So I like this part too, because you just already capture their information, and I'm going to show you how it feeds into the CRM. But then now you give them another call to action where they can get in touch with you immediately, maybe go to your website and see, you can nurture them more and send them to your cleaning checklist, so they can kind of get a feel for you better. Or even send them, I would probably send them to my Google business profile, honestly, because then they can just see reviews right away, photos, and they'll still have all those options. So all the ads are going to go towards that. But now the most important part, we got to add the creative that we're going to use. So first of all, I'll just do remove media and set up creative. It's definitely worth testing image or video. So once you add in your ad video, then you just crop it. It should automatically crop to the sizes here. And this is the video I have. Just like a quick before and after. Gonna test this out. That's pretty loud. Quick before and after, right? Nice and good. Nothing too complicated. And then we'll go on to now the ad copy. You usually want to have an offer. Like that's what's going to get people to click through it and to click on any links there. So personally, I don't want to do like get 10% or 15% off. I think most people already hear that sort of thing. So I just thought of the offer to give, if they book a recurring clean, they can get a fridge cleaning for free the first time. Or if they book a recurring cleaning and we lock that in, then they get a deep cleaning for free the first time. But then you just have to be clear with people for this type of service or like offer that they have to pretty much schedule with you 3 services out or something like that, where no matter what, you recoup your money. And something like this is good. And then you can just say like your company name, location, and then give me your phone number so they can just call you from here if they want. You want to give people multiple ways to do it. You can even put a link in here to your website or your booking page. The primary text is what it's going to show up immediately to people. And then the headline is right above your call to action, what your lead form is. So headline could be like, get a same day quote. Doesn't need to be crazy. Of course, it's always good to add different options to the ads. Personally, I would just have one option. So primary text, headline, ad creative in each ad. That way I can test and see what's actually working. So I would probably create 3 other copies of the same ad and then just change the headline on all of them or change the primary text on all of them and see what is actually the driving factor, what's making the difference, or even change the ad video and keep all the ad content the same. When you're doing the testing, you just want to like test one specific piece of your ad, because then, I mean, that's how you run a scientific test, is you have to have a control and the variable. So we're good on this. Description, not super important, but you can just put like company details in here. So I would just copy and paste this. Family owned, insured, all those different, maybe put all your benefits in here, right? Family owned and insured. Now, this is not a perfect ad by any means. It's just an example. So, and what I would do for the call to action, usually learn more is the best one. It's nothing too salesy. It gets people who are curious and learning more. Or you can do like get quote, get offer if you have like a really set type of offer. But yeah, this is also something to test, is that call to action. But we're good. We're going to go next. Facebook, Instagram, Meta, they always want to like have AI put enhancements and things on your ads. You don't need to go with that. I would actually recommend just staying away from it and keeping your own thing. So over here is what's going to show the previews. It looks like it's still loading up. And then it does want to add different text variations. Again, for me, I would just turn that off. So yeah, we're good. Now we can pretty much publish this thing. Let's go on to the management. So this is obviously the important part, setting up your ad account, running the ads. But then how you follow up is also super important. How do you manage the data you're getting is super important. You don't want to have to like come into Meta every day and try to figure out how many leads you get, download a list, and then try to follow up with them manually. It would just be impossible. So this is an instance where the Zadapt CRM will come into play. Zadapt CRM integrates with all your social medias, everything. So it integrates with your Facebook ad account. And you can even do this with TikTok lead form, which is another ad account to test. And you see here are the form that we created, the clean service leads, actually populated because this is connected. So now we just have to map the fields. It has full name, phone number, email. And now I'll just scroll down here. I created the custom value here. Do you live in Broward or Boca Raton? And then what do they care about the most? What matters most? And I'm going to confirm. So now the form from Facebook Meta is connected to your Zadapt CRM. Anytime someone fills out that lead form, their information is automatically going into your CRM account, your contact list down here. I would pull that up, but there's people's phone numbers and stuff, so I don't want to pull that up. So to me, this is one of the main benefits of the Zadapt CRM is being able to connect to your ad platforms, your lead management, your lead nurturing, automatically organizing the leads that you get, texting and emailing them, and doing it all without you having to lift a finger. Pretty much you're just going to get notified when a lead comes in, and that's when you got to be calling them, right? So I have a couple of automations set up here just to start things off. So now this is the automation builder in Zadapt. You come to the trigger, and this is that form that we created. So once that form gets filled out, this is going to trigger the whole flow here. So it's going to automatically tag them as a Facebook and Instagram lead. Probably change that to Meta now. Put them into the pipeline for you as a new lead. It's going to email you and also send a notification on your mobile app connected to this. So that's how I set it up. I want to get an email and a notification. And plus, if I have a VA or like my girl, I want her to be notified too. So if I can't call the lead, somebody can. And then once it organizes the lead, it's going to automatically put them into the lead nurture flow. So we'll back out here. And then this is the lead nurture. This is what is going to help you convert the leads, and it's super important. So the way I have it set up is I have it wait 10 seconds, so it's not just like it feels like a bot, but it's 10 seconds. It's going to send an email to the lead. Hey, your request was received, pretty much following up with them. And I just ask like a quick question to make sure that they're engaging. Some open-ended question like what type of cleaning do you need? How soon do you need the cleaning done? That sort of thing. Again, the goal with this is just to keep them engaged and responding to me, or I can give them a call if I can't get to them in time. And then it's also going to send them a text message. And we can even go a step further and add in this list to do a voicemail drop. So all within all within an instant, you can have an email, text go out, and it's going to ring their phone 2 times and leave them whatever voicemail that you want and notify you. So it's pretty awesome. It's going to wait a day to see if this lead responds to us or not. And it's pretty much set up even if we call them. And so let's say they don't respond, they're getting a text again the next day. But if they do respond, it's going to update them in the pipeline to a warm lead. So let's say here it's going to put them as a warm lead. And then that way I know, or you know, that this person is responding and they're ready to go. And then I pretty much just at this point, as I'm talking to them, as I'm calling to them, I'll organize the lead into booking a walkthrough, giving them a quote, converting them, right? We want to convert them, and then tagging them, and then it'll remove them from the workflow. But of course, if they're not answering our calls, or we're just going to text and email them for days. This one is set up for at least 5 days to just keep reaching out. And then what I would do for the bottom of this automation, I just saw that over here. So what I would do for this bottom of the automation, if they don't respond at all after this point, and I haven't moved them from any stage, I haven't removed them from this lead nurture, I would just add them. You can automatically add them to a new workflow, and it would be like an email drip where they're going to get emailed bi-weekly or once a month for the next year, just information about our business, maybe an offer every 6 months, just to entice them to go through. Because the thing about Facebook, Instagram, these people are not looking for a cleaning service, right? They're scrolling, just trying to waste time pretty much. So you have to stop them from their scroll, give them an offer, have them fill out their information, and they probably were interested at the time, but they're not ready to go through. So it is important that in a way, you're building up your database, and as long as you keep active with them, which the system would do, keep sending them emails, showing them your reviews, showing them before and after, that you're insured, like offers once in a while. Eventually, they're gonna say, "Okay, I know this company, and I'm ready to move forward to get a quote." So that's kind of the play with Facebook and pretty much all of your ad platforms, is building up your data, and the ones that we don't convert initially, we're going to follow up with them forever until they tell us to stop. So yeah, that's pretty much Facebook ad setup, Meta ad setup, and how I would organize this and stay on top of it. This is pretty much the whole funnel. You got to do the ads, set up your ad account. You need to have a system. Highly recommend having a system to do the follow-up. It's going to increase your conversions way more than if you were to do this manually. And then, of course, the content creation to feed everything is super important. So, yeah, I'm planning on pretty much offering the service. If you guys are interested in talking about that, feel free to comment and hit me up. Or if you have any questions on how to set this up yourself, my phone number, I posted in some comments on other videos. So, feel free to text me or call me. But other than that, my next video is going to be a demo of the Zadapt CRM. So looking forward to that, and appreciate y'all watching. Take care.